Hi, I'm Chef Pete Geoghegan for Sterling Silver Premium Meats. Today I'm going to talk about the sirloin. There are many parts to the sirloin. So we have our top sirloin, which right here you get your top cap, culotte we call it, or picanha. Then also you get your center cut steaks out of here. Then we have our ball tip, tri-tip, and our sirloin flap. And we're going to talk about each one of these cuts individually. We have our top butt, which is top sirloin. We have the cap, which you can see right here up top, and then you have your center cut down on the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to take this apart. There's a seam here. Basically, you can run your fingers down, get it started, and then you're going to just go in with your knife and work on taking that apart. Just follow that seam all the way down. So once you take the cap off, you need to clean this up. You can work on either one, doesn't matter. So we're going to start off with the top sirloin, the center cut here, and then we'll come back to the top cap. On the center cut top sirloin, we're going to clean this up. Just clean the top. On the back side, there's a couple little muscles here that need to be removed. So these on the top here, we call these little mouse muscles, really small. But you're going to want to remove this because if you keep it on the steak, I have some issues with it falling off. It's not going to look so nice later on. There is some connective tissue that runs right down the middle here, but you know, you're going to get that premium for this. You're going to want to take that out. Once you have that done, two pieces here. One's probably a third and the other one's about 2/3 the size. But I'll show you right here, just a simple steaks, all right? You're looking for something a little heavier, maybe a little thinner though, that cooks a little faster. You can always keep that hole over here. But the way I really like to do it is just making this even and cutting what they call a baseball cut. So then you've got your filet looking sirloins. You can cut those a little thicker, thinner. Very versatile, really beautiful cut that you can put on your menu. Top sirloin, that's my biggest suggestion here, to call that out on the menu. You can upcharge a little bit more when you call that out. So great way to make some good money. Now we're going to talk about the sirloin cap. Again, we call it a culotte, or it's also referred to a lot as picanha, which is from Brazilian barbecue. Again, you can label it as top sirloin or top cap if you want, top cap sirloin, many different ways. But again, you want to make sure how you put it on your menu, you're going to get that money that it deserves and make that profit on there. But I'm going to show you real quick how we trim this up. I personally love to just roast this and slice it, but you can cut steaks out of it if you choose. It's just the angle of it. It almost has that same shape as like a tri-tip. Again, I really like to do this in a sous vide tank or on a smoker. It's wonderful. You got some fat on the other side. I like to trim it down just a little bit thinner. So you can see all these beautiful fibers here running across. There's some nice marbling going on in there. I'm gonna take this and show you what a steak would look like if you cut a steak out of here. So you've got that beautiful texture. Love, love, love this cut. Has great versatility. The texture of it is some of the best on the animal. You can basically put any flavor profile that you want with this too. Here we have the sirloin flap. So you have lots of silver skin on this, on both sides. And you've got a lot of exterior fat too. You're going to want to trim up some of that exterior fat. All of it doesn't have to come off, but definitely you want to remove the silver skin. This cut has got some nice big grains on it, but the texture of it, that's on the loose side, so it really has a great bite. It's not tough, and there's tons and tons of intramuscular fat going on in this cut. So you're going to want to get both sides taken care of, and then we'll get into how you actually break it down into a few different options. We have this sirloin flap all trimmed up, ready to go. So you can look at it and see the big long fibers. big texture, but you know, you can see how it pulls apart, a little loose. That's why you have such a great texture. One thing you want to do here though is think about that, because you've got these long grains. If you cut it with the grain, it does get a little on the tough side. So you want to make sure whatever way you take care of it, think about how the customer is going to eat it, and you're going to want to cut it across the grain. We've got like a whole roast steak. We butterflied it. This is some of the thicker part here. Look at that marbling, beautiful. Cut some bavette steaks out of that, nice bias so you get some good plate coverage. You cut some small steaks real quick on and off the grill. Slice it into real thin for stir fry or sautés. Really just about anything you want to do, you can do with this cut. Here we have the tri-tip. Again, coming from the sirloin. It's not top sirloin, but we call it out as sirloin steak, sirloin roast, or just tri-tip. We've got a fat cap on there. You can get this product without it. I like it on there, but you can trim it down a little bit. So not a lot of knife work, but we're gonna get in there and clean that up a little. Along the sides though, really important, because the silver skin runs the sides and then also on the end. So once that's done though, this product is, I mean, it's ready to go. I personally like to put it on a smoker or roast it, actually more towards a medium, 140, 150 degrees. But what you can see here is, again, these nice big muscle fibers, but they start to turn. See how this goes here? And then it runs the whole length here. So cutting steaks can be a little tricky. What I like to do is cut a few, more like 7 to 8 ounces. Look at that beautiful marbling there. And then as you're going, you're gonna change your angle just a little bit here. And then from there, you play around with it. It is such a versatile cut, and the flavor of it is outstanding. Here we have the ball tip, another cut from the sirloin. I don't think I'd put ball tip on the menu, but sirloin steak is the best way to go. It's a great little cut. You can clean this off, some silver skin on the top here. I love to marinate this. It has some connective tissue though. It's basically 3 muscles make up this piece. So I'll show you here where you can see that separation of those 3 muscles. Really tender, really good eating experience going on all those muscles. You just get rid of that connective tissue. That's the way I like to work with it. But you can, if you choose, go across, cut steaks this way. That connective tissue is a little on the thin side, so it's not a bad experience, but it all depends upon what you're looking for and how you're menuing it. So that's one way to cut it. Then I can show you also what you want to do. Just go down and just like a seam, follow through and seam out each one of these muscles. Clean it up a little bit, and then you end up with even a nicer piece. So after we've trimmed this out and got our 3 muscles, we can cut medallions or minute steaks. You can take that muscle, split it in half, make a nice 7, 8 ounce steak. You can also slice these for sautés, stir fry, little mini appetizer pieces. Really versatile, great texture. Again, it's sirloin, something very familiar on the menu. Here you have it, the sirloin. We have our top sirloin. From that, you get your center cut. You also get your top cap, the culotte. We've got the ball tip, sirloin flap, and the tri-tip. Many different ways you can cut those and put them on your menu. For more information about all these cuts and others, go to sterlingsilvermeats.com. Enjoy.